It is Wednesday, February the 20th, and we are in the office with Stacy Royce, her son Roderick Royce, and Mr. Dennis, who is the barber instructor, and I'm Gloria Haynes. Okay, go right ahead.
All right. As I was saying, each and every day I'm having trouble out of him digging time. Sometimes it's okay, it's been going on. We document every day what's going on.
Okay.
All right. Just to give you a brief rundown, these are what you got in your hand right up. This is one for throwing the pen across the room.
Okay, when you say all those are write-ups?
All these write-ups.
This is the only one I received.
Right. I mean, you wouldn't receive
So how many you have right there?
Right about 10.
Then you should have called me about the second one.
Okay. Now, you remember we had a talk at the front that night?
About 3 months ago?
Right. And I was telling you, you was kind of, disturbing then. That's the last time I talked to you. That's the last time I seen you.
That was the only time you talked to me.
Exactly. Right. I was trying to give Mr. Royce him a chance. I mean, he's saying he don't want to be here. Okay. Hopefully, that might have changed as he progressed in the program. He learned a bit more, get more, knowledgeable of what's going on. But that seems not to work. He's adamant about not wanting to be here. If somebody don't want to be here, they're going to try their best not to be here.
Right, and if you know someone doesn't want to be here, you're going to try your best to make sure he doesn't want to be here as an instructor. If you feel that you are failing this child in teaching them, then you feel it's a waste of your time, and let's go ahead and get him out of here. Me, personally, as a parent, that's what I feel. Okay? We had that talk. And I will remind you, let's go back to the day when I walked in, because I will remember that very clearly. Before we even spoke, every one of those students said, Mrs. Royce, Mrs. Stacy, don't believe nothing he's saying. He's getting ready to tell you a lie. That's when you turned your back to the students and said, RJ has been very disruptive. And at that point, that was our first time we spoke. I believed you as an instructor, and I jumped on my son because I don't play this. I'm a very strict single parent. My kids are all I have, and they will not be another statistic, okay? As a young black man, he will not give into society what society wants from him. He will survive, okay? I believed you as an instructor, and when I got home and heard everything my son had told me, at that point, your credibility was lost. I told my son to record every classroom if he could. I have you on tape, a video of you calling my son a liar, saying he has no credibility, and you have all the credibility. That's why everybody believes you. No matter what my son tells me, I'm always going to believe you. I have him telling me that you call him retarded. And not just him. I have him telling me, and it might not be true, but he is telling me that you could not wait until the boys graduate so you can take them out back and fight them and show them about a real man. I believe him at this point.
Okay.
Because of the simple fact you have all those write-ups, and now you're suspending him. And I have one write-up in my hand on the third warning with date 2/20/13. I have never been notified of that, but you want to suspend my son, telling me you've had trouble out of him.
Now, have we contacted you?
No.
Nobody. Well,
We only contact. No, you have not.
We haven't left any
Miss
message.
Pam, I believe it's either Miss Pam or Miss
Right,
Pat,
Miss Pam.
contacted me and left me a message yesterday, and I contacted her right back, and we have an appointment set up for Friday.
Now, as far as what they saying about you, Mr. Dennis, do that, Mr. Now, you gotta realize we talk sometimes they're good. And we have regular conversations. Now, if they taking that conversation there, and when we just talking and taking that conversation, I don't know. I haven't seen it. Okay, but I have no intentions or no ill will toward any student. I want all of them to graduate.
Okay.
I want all of them. I mean, I know what this field brings you. I've been a barber for 30 years.
Okay.
And like you said, as a young black male, he needs every opportunity he can get.
Right.
Okay. So.
And he doesn't need a young black role model degrading him and calling him retarded.
Okay.
Or doubting him.
Okay.
Okay.
And that is true. That's true. And I told him as an instructor to come on Saturdays and I can teach him more. So, you know, I don't know if he was relating everything to you.
He has told me that.
They,
but he also knows that I'm a single mother and I can't give him everything he needs, so RJ has picked up a job. So RJ works Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
He told me that. And I commend him for that. But as far as, you know, like I said, I don't know the video, and I do talk to each student differently. So, you know, it's possible between you and got a conversation, I'm taping you, and I'm not necessarily addressing him. Okay? Because, I mean, they brought that to Mr. Haynes many times. Well, we got him on tape. You know, and okay.
I mean, you could tell that you didn't even know it was a video going, but you clearly said in the video that you were talking to him. RJ, you have no credibility.
That's fine. I mean, I talk to him every day because he's constantly disrupting class every day. Not him by himself. He got 2 more with him.
Which are the other 2 that you're trying to get out of here?
Yes, and they're going. They're going. Now, far as for example, the grades. All of them got failing grades.
He had a B last time the report came out.
Right. So when the grades come out now, they wasn't up to par. He did not come in. The other 3 came in. What can we do at the end to make up our grades? So they end up getting D's. Okay. Now, Mr. Royce here, he doesn't show any concern about his grade. He's happy.
I had a C.
Yeah.
I didn't need to
call I gave you a C. Okay. I was.
So
trying.
we're giving. Wait, are we giving grades or is he earning grades?
No.
Because that's what you just said.
Technically, he's not earning.
But you said you gave him a C.
Yeah, basically I did.
So
for
basically,
his
if
attitude.
he passes this class, he'll go out here and get a job in a barbershop, and he won't know nothing because you gave him a C.
No.
I mean, I'm just going by what you just said.
Academics, attendance, and attitude. Those are the 3 categories we grade on. Okay.
Okay, so his attitude,
terrible.
according to your paper, is terrible. His academics, according to what you just said, are terrible. So what gave him a C?
No, not his academics. He's trying to do his tests. Even though he failed some tests, he's trying. He's taking them. We got students over there that don't even want to take them. Okay? So, academic-wise, you know, we weigh it out. He failed the test, but he's trying.
So we gave him a C because he was trying.
You know, basically, you know, he kind of earned this C on the fact that he's applying himself. Okay? And not saying, well, I don't want to take it. Like a couple of guys did yesterday. Did you say that yesterday? Yeah. Like yesterday, he fell into the category. I'm not taking it at all.
And what was the reasoning behind that?
Because he's not applying himself.
Why did you say you didn't want to take the test yesterday?
Because I wasn't ready to take it.
What happened prior to that?
But did you say, Mr. Dennis, I'm not ready to take this, or did you say I ain't taking this test?
I said I'm not going to take it because I know I'm going to fail.
Okay, but let's just be honest. I mean, you're frustrated. You're frustrated with him. Did you come off like, I ain't taking this test?
I said it just like that. And Mr. Haynes was there. I was calm.
All right.
And what happened prior to that?
He got mad. We was reviewing. He got mad because he was like, somebody read the next problem. Did nobody read nothing? So he was like, y'all ready to take the test? Did nobody say anything? So he was like, he just started passing out the test. I said, here, I'm not taking this. I know.
Okay, but when he said...
He should have called on somebody.
Hold on, Roger, hold on 1 second, okay? Since we already know that there is a little stress. I went to school and I had teachers that I had stress with, and I know how to antagonize them. Okay, and that's what it seems like to me. This is not all your fault. Not at all. I think Mr. Royce is mild-mannered, but I don't have the contact with him that they do.
Right.
When I encounter him, he's coming in, he's clocking out, he's coming over to get equipment or whatever.
Right.
So when I encounter him, he is respectful. But I'm not in class, so I can't speak on that part.
Which is what we
But
said
this
in the
is
beginning,
what I'm
because we
saying.
don't know.
Have you been a little antagonizing? Like
snappy.
When
Have
he
you been
said,
jumping?
are y'all ready to take the test? You said, no one said anything, right? That was your opportunity to say, Mr. Dennis, no, I'm not ready to take this test. But you said nothing, so he's the teacher. No one says anything, I guess y'all ready, and start passing out. Then we got a bunch of feedback talking about I ain't taking it. Do you see where that's a problem? Do you see how, if you think he's wrong, and he may or may not be, and then you got an attitude with it, stacked on top of the weeks and the months that you've been here, and your frustration, and then you become antagonizing, then this is what we have. Now, I will say this, Stacy. We, ABC, dropped the ball as far as his write-ups. If Mr. Dennis is saying that he has 10 write-ups, it's our policy that we call after 3. We all sat down in a staff meeting at the beginning of the school year, and we said after 3 write-ups, we call a parent.
And I have no calls.
So the talk.
Yesterday was the first call.
Right, and I'll speak on that. Me being the director, I know you're probably working. We try the school to handle the situation before. We try to handle the situation before we have to call you to come and either pick him up or
Right, because that's
get
what
off
you
of
explained
work.
yesterday.
Yeah.
But before you're giving chance after chance after chance, me as a parent needs to know, because as a parent, I need to tell them.
It's right. You're right.
Just like Mr. Dennis said, you know, we had a conversation. Well, that conversation was like 3 or 4 months ago, and he said he's had problems ever since. If that problem was never corrected within the first week, I should have gotten a call.
You're right. You're
I should have gotten a call. It should not have come to this. Because like I said in the beginning, I'm very hard on my kids. I don't play this. I've never had an issue with his attitude in any school, with any teacher. Nothing. This is the first time. Never. You can contact any teacher in any school, and they will tell you the same thing. I can pull up report cards. Pleasure to have in class. Everything has been about him. Okay?
And you know what?
And it's
I
a shock.
agree. It's just his surroundings now. I don't know if it's these 3 other guys that he has to prove something to. His attitude changes when he comes to school here. And he's the instructor. I come in and observe. They're talking, they're playing, they're giggling, they're not paying him any attention or giving him the respect that he's supposed to have. And you're right about being called. Maybe we should, but every time we call you after 3 write-ups, which he's had lately.
Then I should have had 3 calls.
we'll-
I don't care. I'm a
Okay.
single parent.
Okay.
I don't care. Whenever you call me, you can call me anytime.
Okay.
I'm going to take care of
I think
mine.
I called
You called me yesterday.
yesterday, and I think I've called once before.
No, yesterday
and you
was the
didn't get
first
the
time.
message.
Yesterday was the first time.
No, I've called again before, but I didn't get an answer. You didn't call me back. So I've called prior to this.
The only other call I had was about his smock, and then I got that taken care of that day.
Okay.
That's the only other call. It wasn't about a behavior issue or nothing.
No, I didn't leave a message on. I just wanted you to call ABC Barber College. I didn't go into detail that.
But I'm telling you, I didn't have a message. Okay.
Okay.
Whenever I do have a message, if and this is the only reason why I called yesterday is because you called from a Beverly Hills number,
Right,
which
my
was
cell phone.
right. I don't answer phone calls from out of state that I don't know. They called my sister, which is an emergency contact, and she contacted me. That's the reason why you got to call back. If you don't leave me a voicemail and say this is so and so, I need a call back, I'm not going to call you back because I don't know the number. So you left a message with my sister, and I called you right back.
As you're saying, like I said, you should have been contacted sooner than this. Okay? But as you're saying, we're trying to keep it in-house. We're trying to correct his little attitude along with the other ones who are acting up in class and disturbing class daily. And I keep a document of each day and what happened in class. This just happened today. Okay? We had to write him up. I told him he's interrupting class because they're studying the workbook. And I told him I want to remove him, just set him off to the side. He said, you know, I'm not doing nothing, but I'm moving. So I went and got Miss PJ. And Miss PJ asked me, he got smart with Miss PJ. So he eventually come over here to the side, and I gave him right up, and I showed Miss Gloria why he was sitting there. And this is just the first part
Did
of
he tell you he wasn't moving, or did he say okay?
No, he said he wasn't moving.
You told me I couldn't talk to him like that. I couldn't tell him that.
I said, okay, let me get my stuff. That's exactly what I said. You came over there saying, hurry up, get your stuff. I said, I'm going to take my time, get my stuff.
No, I said, Mr. Dennis asked you to leave the class.
And I said, I'm getting my stuff.
Get out of the classroom.
And I said, all right, I'm going to take my time.
He says, I'm going to take my time. Yeah, I'm going to take
Okay,
my
but I
time.
just asked Mr. Dennis if he told him he wasn't moving, and he said yes. And then when RJ just said, I'm getting my stuff, he said yes. So which is it? Did he tell you he wasn't moving, or did he say he
You got
was?
to realize, this is a daily thing, okay?
Okay, I understand what
Mr.
you're
RJ
saying,
is
Mr.
going
Dennis,
to,
but I'm just asking. asking you a question.
Okay.
What happened in the
I asked him
classroom
to
right
leave,
now?
and he refused to leave.
He told you no.
Right.
But when he just said, he told you, yes, let me get my stuff, you agreed with it. So which is
I mean,
it?
I had to give him an opportunity to get his stuff. Okay. After he didn't move, I went and got my boss.
You're not answering the question.
Okay. What's the question?
I just asked you if he told you he was not leaving, and you said yes. But then when Archer said his response was, "Let me get my stuff," you said yes. That's what you said. But you just told me that he refused to leave. That's what I'm trying
When
to
I
ask.
asked him
So which
to leave,
is
he
it?
did refuse to leave. He didn't leave till I went and got my boss. Is that still not asking a question? Okay. He did
Okay,
not
so
move.
he's suspended for how long? This is so
It hasn't
much.
been officially. I mean,
I'm
it
just
has
like,
to go through Mr. Rod first.
Because I called the school said you're supposed to report any disruptive behavior to them. They haven't received any behavior reports. I'm just, you know what? Nothing has gone by the books how it's supposed to be. You guys are sitting here saying you tried to settle it in-house, but then you're getting on me because I hadn't called back or whatever. Nothing has been done correctly until this suspension is taking place right now. But then you want to blame him. Don't blame him. It's your fault. You should have contacted me. Don't try to school him. You're not his father. I'm his only mother. I'm his only parent. If you have a problem with him, you should have come to me. Don't try to correct it here. I'm going to correct it. If I don't correct it verbally, I will beat his butt because I don't play it. Society out there is not going to take it easy on him, and neither am I. Don't sugarcoat nothing around here because that's what we don't do. I'm done. I gotta go back to work. I'm losing time. Is he suspended? Do I take him home?
It has to go through Mr. Rod first.
He's going home today. Thank you.